Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Opposition united as never before, says NSDP Misovski. There is no division, our views are not becoming softer. The opposition has never been this united and this firm in terms of persisting in its struggle for democracy and freedom of the Republic of Macedonia, NSDP Goran Misovski said at the end of the protest caravan, which started outside the Janez Andansky Sports Hall and ended outside the government building. According to Misovski, the government is the embodiment of the party police regime in Macedonia. He emphasized that the opposition will not return to parliament and that it would boycott the local elections if there is no agreement on early parliamentary polls. If the demand for early parliamentary elections is rejected, Misovski said, the opposition MPs might return the mandates. Why do we need MP mandates in a police party state? Why do we need mandates in a parliament where the police forcibly expelled journalists and MPs? VMRO DPMNE and Nikola Gruevski must be punished at early parliamentary elections, he added. Opposition march in Tetovo. With each past day, citizens increasingly joined the resistance of the opposition against the dictatorial authority, SDSM leader Branko Crvenkovski said at Wednesday's protest march in Tetovo. The march, which proceeded through the central city area, was joined by thousands of citizens whom Crvenkovski characterized as brave people that will help the alliance of the future to force the ruling composition into early parliamentary elections. He called on Albanians to join as well, since they likewise felt the consequences from the tyranny. Gruevski and Ahmeti no longer worry about Macedonia. The only thing on their mind is division of the power, said NSDP leader Tito Petkovski, who was also present. Address before the gathered citizens was also made by MP Stojko Paunovski and several Tetovo locals, experts in the field of education and culture. Bodyguard for MP's proposal rejected. Parliamentary majority did not accept Izet Zekiri's proposal on personal bodyguard for MPs. I propose that MPs have their right to personal bodyguard by a person employed in an organizational unit for protecting persons and objects at the Ministry of Interior, since they are exposed to risks through their work at the Assembly, announced Zekiri at the Committee for Political System and Interethnic Relations. According to him, the events from the 24th of December proved that the Assembly's security can't protect MPs. The majority of MPs never thought of demanding bodyguards, said VMRO DPMNE MP Ilya Dimovski. A VMRO DPMNE MP proposes changes to Parliament Rules of Procedure. VMRO DPMNE MP Alexander Nikolovsky, as chairperson of the Committee on Rules of Procedure and Mandatory Immunity Issues, proposed changes to the Parliament's Rules of Procedure, envisaging a time limit of discussions within the frameworks of parliamentary committees. Nikolovsky said he hoped the changes will be adopted by consensus, but reiterated that it is adopted by a majority of votes. According to DUI Parliamentary Group Coordinator Talat Jaferi, if there is a material debate on the possible changes and amendments to the Rules of Procedure, such a procedure will need to be followed and require general consensus by everyone participating in the work of the Parliament, regardless of the fact that a part of the opposition boycotts the legislative body's work. On the other hand, SDSM said each new step VMRO DPMNE makes aims at complete abolishment of parliamentary democracy in the country. Political analysts on Bulgarian-Macedonian relations. In the organization of the Macedonian Center for European Education and the Open Society Foundation, a roundtable titled Relations between Macedonia and Bulgaria was held in Skopje. Macedonian and Bulgarian representatives emphasized on more occasions that history should not be used as a tool in the political relations, while Skopje and Sofia should lead dialogue on all open issues. Bulgaria and Macedonia must find a common language. A political will is needed to overcome misunderstandings which the history creates, reckon intellectuals and historians from both countries. Bulgarian analyst Yavor Siderov says that the Bulgarian-Macedonian relations are too important to be left to historians. History mustn't be used as a political instrument since politics is based on compromise, whereas history on the limiting principle, says Siderov. The key to all is dialogue, stated historian Irena Stefoska. Burmali-Mosk Coordinative Council announces protests. Coordinative Council for the Reconstruction of Burmali-Mosk announced protests after the launch of preparatory works for start of construction of a hotel and the former Oficerski Dom, officer's house, at the former location of the mosque, which is an investment from the Greek businessperson Dimitris Kondominas. This is a hard blow for Muslim religious feelings and the fragile inter-ethnic and inter-religious relations. Therefore, we urge the government, the city of Skopje, as well as Tsintar municipality to terminate their construction work at this religious property and issue a permit for the reconstruction of Burmali Mosque. We urge the Albanian political entities in the government to engage more actively in the solution of the issue, said Yasmin Rejepi from the Coordinative Council.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.